So our problem combustion chamber has been welded up as well as a crack. I've kind of reprofiled that with a rotary tool and roughed out the chamber with a rotary tool. But I says, well, maybe I can get it a little better with a fly cutter. And of course I checked the other chamber, and the surface of the other chamber is really nowhere near necessarily perpendicular with the valve stem. So, but that's all right. We're just going to clean it up a bit, take some of the work out. I made up a tool bit for a fly cutter, and the radius kind of resembles pretty closely the radius that's in the bottom of the chamber. And that's just so if I get too close to the edge, I can see it. It'll start to shine and hit. Let me know without putting a deep corner gouge into that rounded edge, because I don't want to do that. I just want to get it close. We can hand sand it in with a rotary tool after, and make this chamber look like this chamber when we're done. And after that, we're going to drill and ream for our oversized exhaust valve guides, and then we'll have to make those right from scratch. So I don't know, let's play around with this, see how it goes. I set my depth to the highest part of the good chamber. So what we're doing, nothing's really going to be perfect. We're just going to try to make it better, so we've got less hand sanding to do. Get it down till it hits something here. Alright, let's take a cut around there, see what it looks like. On the other side. We just want to get rid of some of that extra material to make it a lot easier to blend it in. If I had a prototrack machine, I could select mill a pocket, give it the parameters, make this combustion chamber perfect. But this is an old Volkswagen. It ain't gotta be that perfect. The motor isn't gonna care if it's the combustion chamber CNC machined or blended by hand. As long as when we check the CCs, they're closer, the same chamber to chamber. That'll make our compression ratio the same for each cylinder. That would be kind of nice, but we can do that. That ain't bad. Just kind of flatten some of that out. We're going to hand sand it after. And this outer edge, chances are it's going to be a bit bigger anyways. If we go with oversized valves, we're going to have to unshroud the valves, especially the intake. The exhaust doesn't mind being shrouded a little, but the intake, we definitely want to unshroud it and to maximize our flow. Okay, I got the head flipped over back on the same angle table. I'm going to indicate off the top of the original exhaust valve guide hole. The top of it, the valve spring side, actually looked pretty good. The other side was wallowed out and all buggered up because they bent the valve guides putting them in. But I think if I indicate off of this, it'll be good enough for drilling and reaming. Alright, a trick to indicating a hole is, first of all, get your indicator set so it's somewhat close to the diameter of the hole when you rotate it. Then set your indicator up so it's like maybe at the bottom of the y-axis. Eyeball it, and then adjust your x-axis until it looks roughly in the center. And then turn it the other way. And then you can adjust your y-axis till that looks about right. Now you're kind of close, you know. That's, you don't have to take a ton of time to do that. Then you get it down there so it's touching and see what you got. Okay, that's touching up here. We're going to take some of that out. And then we're not touching there, not touching there, just starting to touch there. So let's take some of that out. Sometimes you're just kind of chasing it around until you find something you're happy with. Okay, we're getting there. I think I overshot it. That's a full 100 out. We'll split the difference maybe. Oh, look at that. We're getting close. Let's put a 0 on that. Okay, I'm within 5. Wow. That's pretty darn good. I'm out 1 thou this way. I think that's actually more than the accuracy of the hole. But let me split it and see what I can do there. Yeah, the hole's still just a little oval shape by a thousandth. But we're within 1 thou now of center. That's where we want to be. We'll lock it up. Let's lock it up and then check it again, because sometimes things move. That's as good as we're going to get it. All right, let's drill it. Wow, that looks much better already. We haven't even touched the reamer yet. Alright, onto the reamer. I'm using a 9/16 reamer. It was a nominal size. Got one brand new. I set my depth already, so once I get through the hole, I'm going to be into a void. If you ever ream in a hole, the last thing you ever want to do is hit the bottom of the hole. All bets are off when you do. The reamer will wallow around and make a hole way bigger than you wanted. So I'm not going to collect any moss in here. I'm just going to kind of go through nice and smooth and get it out of there because I don't want to oversize it. That's pretty nice. There you have it. Now we have a nice straight round hole. We can measure that up after and make our valve guides to fit and hopefully save this old head. That's it. I got to do this 3 more times. I got another head just doing the exhaust guides. The intakes look pretty good, so I think we'll just put new ones in there. Okay, this is coming out all right. We got some nice straight round valve guide holes. The part of the boss that was cracked and broken's been removed. We're going to let the valve guides protrude in the exhaust port a little bit. We got to clean up this chamber. That can be done and, you know, flattened out. And then, of course, we got to bore a pocket for new valve seats. Probably bore all of these out because I think we're going oversized. But I don't want to do that until I get the guides in. So next up, we're probably going to be making exhaust guides. And here's a question for viewers. When we turn these guides, do we want to use a 10-inch Atlas lathe? That's my tried and true, had it for the longest time lathe. Or we got a 1909 Seneca Falls, New York lathe. It's a little crusty, but it works pretty good. I want to leave that up to the viewers. I think we can make guides on either lathe. And either one I'm going to have to clean up. I'm kind of limited for space and not the most organized person. But whichever lathe you decide, that's the one we're going to go with. So if you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, send it to your friends, send it to your mother. Moms love this stuff. Anyways, till next time, have a good day.